Rivers state of emergency. We didn't get to third majority to approve President's proclamation in the Senate. Tambuwal, they didn't get to third. It was even a voice vote, so that their vote is nothing to write home about. In a report by The Sun, Senator Aminu Waziri Tambuwal has raised concerns over the Senate's approval of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's declaration of a state of emergency in Rivers State. According to Tambuwal, the decision did not meet the constitutional requirement of a two-third majority vote. Can you imagine? She's not the first person saying it though. The Senate had gone into a closed session last Thursday to discuss the President's proclamation before proceeding with a voice vote in plenary, which was against the Constitution. You can't do voice vote in a serious matter like this, but they did voice vote. However, Tambuwal, a former Speaker of the House of Representatives and now representing Sokoto South in the 10th Senate, argued that the approval process was unconstitutional. Speaking in Abuja, he cited Section 305 of the 1999 Constitution as amended, which mandates the two-thirds of all Senate members, equivalent to 73 out of 109 senators, must support such a resolution. According to him, this requirement was not fulfilled during the voting process. Tambuwal emphasized that the Constitution is clear on the procedures for declaring a state of emergency and the role of both legislative chambers in approving such a decision. He further noted that past administrations, including those of former President Olusegun Obasanjo and Goodluck Jonathan, have strictly adhered to these requirements when declaring emergency rule in various states. So everybody's saying that, okay, Obasanjo has also declared and he also suspended. He went through the normal process, but our own president now is not going through the normal process. Expressing disappointment, he questioned why the current National Assembly failed to follow its own historical precedent and legal guidelines. He argued that legislative decisions should be based on constitutional provisions and established parliamentary practices, but they are not doing that again in this country. In fact, they know they follow constitution, they just follow, it's just like as the spirit leads. Whatever we decide to do, let us just do it. Don't let us follow the constitution. The senator's remarks have sparked debate about the validity of the Senate decision and whether due process was followed in approving the emergency rule in Rivers State. Due process was not followed and everybody can see it. Ubaka Godwin says, "You are a two-time governor, former speaker, two-time senator. To me, you are more qualified than almost all the principal officers of the National Assembly, including Senate President. Why do you and the opposition parties allow illegality to stand? Secondly, if you are sure that a third majority vote was not properly followed, why not go to court with other opposition parties or brought the matter for further debate?" And that's why he's saying it. Hopefully they will do that. Today is Monday. I'm sure they will have another session in the National Assembly. Probably they will talk about that and say that yes, this vote, it doesn't count. We can't even do voice vote in a serious matter like this. So probably they should go to court and contest it to cancel the first one that they did. Ben Gray says Tinubu and Wike knew that the Rivers State Attorney General and Commissioner for Justice would thwart the impeachment of the governor because it requires setting up panel by State Attorney General. And if the panel did not find the governor guilty as alleged by the assembly members, the impeachment will not sail through. So Tinubu and Wike, after using Supreme Court to castrate the governor, Tinubu at the prompt of Wike imposed state of emergency. Emphasis at the prompt of Wike. Yes, because he's involved in it. He's the one telling them what to do. As a matter of fact, Wike is like the president of our country. He's the one controlling things. State capture is the reason for this shenanigan. Tinubu has imploded opposition parties through agents of destroyers he planted in the parties. One past system of government is nothing but dictatorship and is very bad for over 200 million population in the country. I'm telling you. Very, very bad. Lawal Adekola says, in my opinion, we all know the constitution is bad and you can't use a wrong syllabus to teach and expect good results. So what the president did was to save Fubara from impeachment, which could have caused chaos. Who told you that he saved him from impeachment? I beg you think all of these things is not planned? It is exactly what it is. They know that the impeachment process will not fly because of the Attorney General of the states and that was that man's name, I've forgotten his name. It won't fly. So they have to use another tactics to remove him from there to make sure that they achieve what they want to achieve. It is well. Chike says you can't impeach Fubara because the Attorney General and the Chief Judge It's not cooperative, even with heavy inducement in cash and choice houses. That's the reason they fumble through the state of emergency, which exposed their desperation. Yes, they are very, very desperate. That's why they will go this far. That's why they will go this far. Valentine Kezie said an administration that was instituted on illegality will continue to run on illegality with the help of Supreme Court. He said now Supreme Court. Dan Sam says, sincerely, the way this country has been ruled in the past 9 years is really a big concern. We had the joy of democracy up until 2014, but see what everything has turned. Manipulation of both the judiciary and legislative arm of government to favour only the executives, leaving the electorates to suffer. I am afraid of what will become of this nation in a short time if all these are not curbed. I'm telling you, Nigeria is on its way to exile. How do I put it? Before you know it now, Nigeria will just scatter because these people, they are ready to ruin this country for their own selfish interests. They don't care about anybody but themselves. And when they finish catching it, they'll pack their load and travel outside of the country and leave us here to be suffering. Sebastian Hiyenacho says it has been alleged that the constitutional requirements were not met in the NAS before approval. This is what you see when you have a bunch of criminals who are appendage to the executive rubber stamp. Tinubu with what state capture of Rivers State through the greedy man in 2027 elections, but it will be a mirage for them. Let's hope so. Isaac Ebidi says Senator Akpabio will reap what he has been sowing in no distance time by God's grace. Amen. Amen. Gospel says Nigeria have entered one chance. No rule of law in Lagos State. In who Tinubu chooses that wins. It is who Tinubu chooses that wins. This is Lagos style of leadership. Very soon, Tinubu will decide who will rule and who will be anything in the state and federal government. That's exactly what it is now. I said that very soon we will not be doing election in this country. They'll just handpick somebody. You go and be the governor of Ondo State. You go and be the governor of Ogun State. You go and be the governor of so state. No election again. We will get to a point where we will not be doing election again in this country. If these people continue with this lifestyle and we continue to look at them and not do anything. Chairman Anyamele says the two chief of staff for bribery, looting and corruption are the masterminders. What do you expect? Woe is their portion. Amen. That woe is going to be their portion. Ibrahim Aminu says this Akpabio and his baba that imposed him on the Senate can never ever follow due process because they are really ready to make Nigeria a better place. They are always committing wrong all the time. That Akpabio, it doesn't deserve to be in that seat for any reason at all. For any reason, it doesn't deserve that seat. Says God will help us. Abundant Grace says this Tinubu's government thrives on illegality. Yes, so it really strives on illegality. My listeners, over to you. Leave your thoughts in the comment section. Don't forget to like, to share, and subscribe. Thank you for listening. See you some other time. Bye.